Hello and welcome back to another episode of Star Screamer Reviews. In today's video, we will be doing a double review of the Earthrise Bluestreak and the Earthrise Smokescreen. We're doing a double review because I have both versions of this mold, and since they are re-releasing this mold for the Studio Series 86 Prowl, I figured it'd be a good time to go look at this mold in general. As I said, I have both versions of this mold for both Bluestreak, who is silver, not to get mistaken with the one called Silver Streak, which is blue, and Smokescreen, which are two of the three Datsun brothers, with the third one being Prowl, who I do not have, but I did mention before. In terms of the robot modes, they are very accurate to their on-screen models for the original G1 cartoon. There are a few differences between the two due to them being original versions being slightly different as well. Clearly, the head sculpts being different, with this one being more round and curvy, while this one being a bit more boxy, which is what the original two look like. There's also the differences in the chest, with, again, Smokescreen being more boxy, while Bluestreak is a bit more curved in the chest. The rest of the figure, they have a very nice hand feel with them, not being too loosey-goosey or too tight, but also feeling nice in hand. Though my Bluestreak is a bit paint chipped, the Silver Streak has held up pretty nicely overall. However, these guys do use a good chunk of clear plastic, namely in the forelegs here, as well as the backpacks being completely casted out of clear plastic, which does lead to potential breaking issues. The flaw with these guys is them having the entire backs of their lower legs being completely hollow due to transformation, and though that is a bit of an annoyance, I don't think it's that bad. And though it would also be on the side, they have these little panels here to cover those up a little bit, so that does help a little. In terms of accessories, both come with a pair of shoulder cannons that can be pegged onto their shoulders in these peg holes here, as well as the gun like so as well, but with Silver Streaks being blue, while Silver Streaks being gray, while Smokescreen is blue, like so. You can also peg the shoulder cannons onto the sides of the guns and make a triple barrel gun like so, which can be held in the hand as such. Since these two are the same molds, they share the same articulation, with having a good rotation in the shoulder if you can get past the door, as well as being able to articulate the doors back and up a bit. You can also go out and up if you unpeg the shoulder from the chest, as well as a good elbow bend and a 360 rotation, like so, as well as a wrist rotation, which can also go 360. Has a 360 waist, as well as a 360 head, though it can be a little stiff and hard to grab with the shoulder cannons, and also can look up and down. It can also kick out very nicely and kick back as well as out to the side if you move the arm. Rotation at the thigh, as well as a good knee bend, where the gap in the leg actually does help with that, because then you can bend the leg really far up at that point. You can also has a very nice ankle articulation there, as well as being able to fold it down like such due to transformation. As for size comparisons, we've already seen the Bluestreak and Smokescreen next to each other. And then we also have the Legacy DevCon figure, the other Smokescreen being the original Transformers Prime Smokescreen, as well as the Earthrise Optimus Prime. Since these guys have the same transformation, I will only be transforming one of them. And to begin with, we will remove the shoulder guns and place them off to the side. You can keep them in, but I just want to remove them for simplicity's sake. Then we will lift the arms up, unpegging them from the chest, and then fold the chest up and over the head, lifting up the back window assembly as well. We will then proceed to fold this panel in, filling out this hole, and then spread the arms out rotate them so that they're facing forward, and then fold them in underneath the car. You can also rotate the head around, but that's not necessary. But you do need to rotate the waist around as well. Next, go down to the legs and fold in this panel here, as well as this heel bit. So we'll proceed to do that on the other side as well. Then proceed to peg the legs together with this peg and this peg, pegging into this peg hole and this peg hole on the other leg, pegging them together. Next, bend at the knees, folding that up, then bend at the crotch, folding the legs up and in, making sure they are underneath the window. Then fold the feet up into the car, then fold the arms down, and then peg this peg into this peg hole on the door, and then this peg into this peg on the leg on both sides. And behold, we have him transformed. Whenever you're in all the alt modes, this is where I think both of these figures truly shine, with them being very nice and sleek looking cars. You can barely, seriously, you can't really tell these are Transformers really, because these are just really clean and nice cars here. I actually really like the car mode here. As you can tell, again, there are some differences with paint job, but also with the hood, with Smokescreen having a more cubic body, while Bluestreak has a bit more curve at the front, which carries over from the robot modes due to the chests being the same as the hoods of the car. There's a bit of paint chipping on my Smokescreen here, but so that do make note of that. But Bluestreak here has held up very nicely, though there is a bit of cracking in the window, as you can see. So there is some tolerance issues on these, but these figures are like a couple of years old now, so that is to be expected. And the new version does not use clear plastic, so that does help with some of these tolerances. But they are nice, and though they have like mushroom peg, I'm pretty sure, wheels, they actually do roll very nicely for both of them, as you can see here. And all in all, these two look very nice together. You can also store the weapons on to them, with the shoulder cannons going into the same pegs as before, while the handgun can peg in on the roof like so, allowing him to have 3 guns like so. Getting into size comparisons, this is how they stack up with each other, as well as how they stack up with DevCon. How Smokescreen stacks up with, again, the only other Smokescreen I have being the original Prime one, as well as the Earthrise Optimus Prime. In conclusion, this has been my review for the Transformers Earthrise Bluestreak and Smokescreen figures. They are very nice figures, and I do love messing with them. They honestly are probably like the best versions of these characters you can probably get outside like the Masterpiece versions maybe, which I do not own or have, touched, but they're probably nicer. But these are very nice figures, and this mode is very fun, even though Hasbro has reused this mode for like maybe 2 dozen other characters and figures, including these 2 guys. But yeah, these guys are nice additions to any collection, and I am actually thinking of maybe getting Prowl now, because of how much I enjoy these 2 figures and wanting to fill out the Datsun triplets. Yeah, that's the official like fan name for them, like the Seekers, which yeah, honestly it's fun. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay,